back and make it spin. Nice and bright.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. How great it is that we are able to be together and to celebrate Shabbat. As we enter Shabbat tonight, I'm curious, what are some of the joys that you're bringing with you to this space tonight?
So the one joy that I am experiencing tonight is a visit from my children on my birthday. It's going to cost me, but it's okay. Thank you.
It's always nice to get a surprise from family. What joy are you bringing tonight?
Mom should have this joy too. Her mom and dad are coming very soon.
This girl is counting down for her grandparents to be here. Other joys you're bringing.
Tomorrow is my son's 41st birthday. His mother is here, but I'm not nearly that old, so.
The joy is being able to bring together the two congregations and sit in this beautiful, awesome congregation. Mazel tov.
So happy that you're visiting us. Yes.
Surviving the hurricane?
It was officially my first Louisiana hurricane, and since it took a turn, hopefully everyone came out on the other side with just twigs and things. It seemed to be a good first round for me of a hurricane in Louisiana, but I'm glad that everybody is here and safe. Anybody else have joys they're bringing to Shabbat tonight? Another one? Okay, one more.
I've been coloring a lot the community today, and Rosh Hashanah is coming up soon.
Yes, community coloring. And we should say, how did we spend most of our Hurricane Day? We printed out Rosh Hashanah coloring pages, and we being Eliana, colored and is already decorating our home. And how do I know that all of you have infiltrated my daughter? When she colored one of her pictures of apples and honey, she dedicated it to LSU and made purple and gold apples and honey. So you've all done your job well, I guess, bringing her to here. We do drop her off basically on campus every day at U-High for school. But we are decorating already for Rosh Hashanah in our house. So great that we're able to bring all of these joys together and celebrate Shabbat as a community. To welcome Shabbat, let us light our Shabbat candles. And you didn't know there'd be 4 of you, but there are 4 of you that I get to call up. So I'm going to invite the Shaw family up to lead us in our Shabbat candle lighting. And you can find the prayers, the blessings, either on the screen or on page 120 and 121 in your prayer books.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat.
So much. Shabbat Shalom. What a great way to enter Shabbat. Is your birthday today? Yesterday. So celebrating your birthday and remembering loved ones and being surprised by your kids. It's a lot. And what a great joy to be able to have you celebrate all of that with us in our community. Everything you need to join us in services tonight will be on the screen, but if you'd like to follow along in a prayer book, I invite you to do so. They are underneath the seats that you are sitting in. And let us join together reading on page 124. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Let us welcome the presence of Shabbat with Lecha Dodi, page 138.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabla. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom,
opportunity to welcome Shabbat, we also have an opportunity to welcome each other to our community. So I'm going to invite you, look to your right, look to your left, look behind you, get up if you want, and wish someone a Shabbat Shalom.
How are you?
And the sun moved at the perfect time.
She worked out well. There's a higher power.
Hey, Eliana, Shabbat Shalom. I think this is my friends aren't here.
I get it.
I'm going to invite you to make your way back to your seats. As we continue this theme of welcoming, let us welcome the ministering angels of Shabbat with the words of Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boarchem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruni l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Teidchem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei
As we enter this transitional moment of our liturgy, I invite you to take for a moment your to-do list, fold it up in your mind in a nice ball or paper airplane or whatever you need to do, and slip it away in your pocket for the next 24 hours. Don't think about the things you need to do. Don't think about the things you didn't get done, but instead truly allow yourself the beauty of Shabbat. In the world we live in, sometimes it's hard to hit that pause button, but that's what Shabbat is here for. It's to remind us how important it is to hit that pause button. So I invite you to do that now. As we enter this transitional moment, maybe take a deep breath and hold with you one of those joyful things our community is celebrating that was shared at the beginning of services. And as you exhale, try to push away your worries if you can, as we join together, page 144.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'yamad divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon, U'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uv'izman kariv, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach, Le'olam u'me'omaya, Yitbarach,
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmed kedusha b'richu leilon min kol pirachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram v'yalma v'yimeru. Amen.
As we turn the page and find the words of Baruch Hu, I invite you to please rise.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach.
You may be seated. We read together page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Continuing together on page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we turn the page and find the words declaring God Echad, God one, I invite you to either rise or remain seated, as is your custom.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vahed.
You may be seated.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently unto your children. You shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorpost of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Let us read together page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, and singing the words that they sang as they marched together on the shores of the sea. Micha Mocha, page 158.
Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha, Nedar B'Kodesh, Noratehi Lot, O Sefele, O Sefele. Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha, Nedar B'Kodesh.
When we come together to pray, our tradition teaches us that there are two things we use when we pray. We have the keva, the set prayers of our prayer book that have been passed down from generation to generation. But then we also have our kavanah, our intention that we bring to that moment. So maybe for some of you, your intention leans one direction when we have beautiful music added to our service. Maybe for some of you, finding that kavanah is hard to do because although you folded your to-do list up and put it in your pocket, it is still on your mind. But the joy of our prayers is that we use these set prayers passed down from generation to generation, and we allow them to speak to us in every generation. So I invite you now to find your kavanah. Your kavanah for this next prayer might be about a moment in your life where you truly felt at peace. Or maybe in the world we're living in right now, thinking about those moments are more difficult. So maybe you can think about the hope you have for something to come in the future. What is bringing you peace and hope in this moment, even though so many things are happening around us in the world? Our rabbis added Hashkivenu to our evening liturgy because people were afraid of nighttime. And so an extra prayer was added in the evening to ask God to always help us find those Sukkot Shalom, those canopies of peace. So I invite you to lean your kavanah now to your own canopy of peace as we sing together on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei, nu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei, nu l'chaim. Ushmor tzitzeinu, uvoenu, lechaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei, nu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei, nu l'chaim.
I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I use social media to follow up with people to find out what they're doing in their lives. And I recently found out because of Facebook that a student of mine when I was a rabbi in New Jersey, who is now an adult because that's how things happen, we grow up, right, has gotten married and 2 days ago boarded a plane and made Aliyah. He and his wife got married, and they are now living in Israel and doing the process to become Israeli citizens. So what was the picture, though, that stood out to me? This, right now, is his and his new wife's first Shabbat as residents in Israel. And what did he do? Young adult takes a picture of his Shabbat candles in the place that he is staying and wrote Shabbat Shalom, celebrating my first Shabbat in Israel. And the pride that it brought me, not because he was my student, not because he's made this very important choice for him to move to Israel even at a time with everything going on, but that he chose to post this picture to his social media. That is what I thought was so powerful and what brought me so much pride. And what did it remind me? It reminded me that when we come together every Shabbat, we are the guardians of Shabbat. It is our job to keep, to guard, and to pass Shabbat down from generation to generation. And whether that is for you posting a picture of your first Shabbat in Israel on your social media to let everyone know you've made this choice, whether that is surprising your dad because it was his birthday, coming home for college and deciding to spend your time here as our community, whether that is visiting your son to help him move apartments and visiting a community in which you used to be a part of, whether that was whatever decision made you after maybe cleaning up some twigs and some sticks in your yard to come celebrate with us tonight. It is our job to continue these traditions and to pass Shabbat down from generation to generation. The words of Vishamru remind us how important it is that every week we do this. So let us think about the ways we celebrate Shabbat as we sing together, page 162.
Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, Vishamru et HaShabbat, Shabbat, לעשות את השבת. לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל, ושמרו את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת לעולם, לעשות את השבת לעולם.
As we turn to our Amidah, page 164, I invite you to please rise.
Adonai sifatatitach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivcha, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Leman Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atav le'oshiach, morid hatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachabim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha be'al givurot, Umidom elach, melech memitu mechaye, umatzmiach nisuach, v'neman hata ve'achotakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye ha'akol, atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim v'chol yom ha'sela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. We read together page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh Hashabat, page 174.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Me'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam V'yahava Tikabel Udehil Ratzon Tamid Avodat Yisrael Yisrael Amecha El Karov Lechol Korah B'nei El Avadecha Lechoneinu Shefo Ruacha Aleinu V'chezena Eineinu V'shuvecha L'Tzion B'rachamim
We read together page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha ne'eh lehodot. Let us offer our prayers of peace, page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki hatahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki hatahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol et uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take a moment now for silent prayer.
Yehiyu l'ratzon imreifi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri v'gohali l'ratzon imreifi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri v'gohali
At this moment in our service, we pause to turn our prayers to all those in need of healing. I invite you to think of either one of the names you see on the screen, those whom we are thinking of as a community in need of healing, or think of someone in your heart whose name is not on the screen. I know how important it is for many of us to hear these names said aloud, so I invite you, if you wish, to share the name, either one on the screen or one in your heart, aloud now as one community. As we think of all of those names said aloud, those whom we hold in our hearts, those whose names are on our screen, and those in need of healing in Israel, we together offer these prayers of healing.
Yisheberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov. Yisheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the ones who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May pains we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us strength, show us the way. Mi sheberach avotenu, mi sheberach imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Tonight, I decided I want to share a story with all of you. In a far, far away land, there was a young boy who was very, very sad. No one knew why he should be so sad. After all, he lived in a big palace, since his parents were the king and queen of the land. Each morning when he got out of bed, he didn't want to do anything. His parents gave him his breakfast. Sometimes it was hot oatmeal to warm him up, but he was still sad. Sometimes it was waffles with syrup, but he poked at the food and tasted just a little bit. He had friends. They would come to his house and invite him to play together, but he just didn't feel like doing anything. He was so sad that some people even thought that maybe he was sick. His doctors came to examine him. They gave him some shots, just in case that might help. They didn't. They just annoyed him and made his arm hurt a little more. His parents were very wealthy. After all, like I said, they were the king and queen. And kings and queens are usually wealthy. So they decided to have a contest in the kingdom. There was a big, big announcement in their land. Hear ye, hear ye. Anyone who can make our son happy will win 1/2 the gold in our kingdom. Everyone was eager to win the contest. They tried to figure out a way to make the sad boy happy again, for they all wanted to have the gold. A musician came to the palace. He stood below the boy's balcony and played his flute. And for a moment, the boy did smile as he heard the notes of the beautiful song. The musician thought for sure he would win the gold, but as soon as he stopped playing, the boy was once again sad. The musician did not win the gold. Next came a man with a magic carpet. He took the sad boy for a ride on the carpet, and as they flew above the entire kingdom, the boy giggled with excitement. He seemed very happy. But when they returned to the palace, and the man with the magic carpet prepared to leave, what do you think happened? The boy grew sad again. And so the man with the magic carpet did not win the gold. The next day, an old man in a tattered coat was wandering around the palace grounds. The king and the queen recognized him, for he lived in a small village in the kingdom. Seeing him near the palace, everyone laughed. For what could he possibly do to make this sad boy happy? He carried no flute. He had no magic carpet. What could he do, they all wondered. Very slowly and softly, the old man walked up each step of the huge palace until he reached the top. Then he sat down next to the boy. Reaching into the pocket of his old coat, the old man pulled something out. Any guesses of what he pulled out? Oh, there was a hush.
Any guesses? You want to guess? You actually don't know the story, I don't think. What's your guess? Okay, was it related to something Jewish? We are in synagogue. Great, of course. Any ideas? He pulled out of his pocket a pomegranate. Do you know what a pomegranate is? Yucky, they're delicious, right? It's a fruit. The visitor held the pomegranate in his hand for a moment to show the boy. Then he cracked open its tough skin. You can all imagine this if you've done it before. There were so many seeds. The juice was dripping down his fingers as he broke off a cluster of seeds to share them with the sad boy. The two of them sat on the steps of the palace and ate the seeds of the pomegranate together and let the juice drip down their hands, juicy seed by seed. In between bites, the old man told the boy stories, and the boy told the old man some stories too. They laughed and talked as the juice continued to drip down their hands and their chins, and now the sad boy was happy. Then the visitor stood and began to walk away down the palace steps, for he had no more pomegranate left to share. The king and queen called him back into the palace. "You have won the prize of half the gold in the land," they shouted, "for you have made our son happy." "Prize?" asked the old man. "What prize?" "I was just walking past the palace. When I saw the young boy sitting alone, I thought he might enjoy my sweet pomegranate and some stories. That is all. I didn't know anything about the gold." And he continued walking away from the king and queen to return to his home in the village.
So why might I share this story tonight? Anybody have any ideas? Ralph, I would expect no other comment than that from you. So we can have gold to give away? Why might I share this story? Beautiful. The importance of human contact.
Making someone happy and feel better.
Yeah, making someone happy and feel better. And not hoping for anything in return, right? What's the significance, both in Judaism and this time of year, to a pomegranate? 613. I have never done it. Has anybody in the room actually counted the seeds? So I can't tell you if it's a truth or if it's a myth, but supposedly there are 613 seeds in a pomegranate. And what is 613? The number of commandments, right, that we get from our Torah. If you choose to get a pomegranate after this and count them, let me know if you got to 613. I have not done it yet. Anybody know what the symbol pomegranate, its connection to this time of year? For fall. Say it. Plentifulness. There is an idea that you should eat pomegranate seeds when you welcome the new year, which we are doing shortly on Rosh Hashanah, because it brings us sweetness. There are so many different things. There's a teaching that tells us the shape of the pomegranate is round, to talk about the cycle of the year. There's one other reason, though, that I told this story tonight. Would you like, are you? Life? Yeah, life. Do you have an, beautiful. Henry, do you have an idea of why I shared this story tonight? Okay, so Henry's bringing us to the Torah, which is the direction I wanted to go, so thank you. He was not a plant, I promise. Right? So I chose to tell this story tonight because of this week's Torah portion. So when you think about 613 seeds, 613 commandments, this week's Torah portion, Ki Teitzei, has more commandments in it than any other single Torah portion. So many that there's an argument, like there always is amongst our scholars, about how to count them and how many there are. Rambam says, Maimonides says 74, Sefer HaChinuch says 72. Everybody's got to always argue. So I, again, have not counted each commandment in this week's Torah portion, but this week's Torah portion has more commandments than any other single Torah portion. And these commandments range from so many different things, and they just seem to be like a list, one after the other. And it seems like they have nothing to do with each other. But if you look at them and you use Rashi, one of our great biblical commentators, you learn this. Rashi says, if one has fulfilled the command of letting a mother bird go when the nest is rifled, that's one of the commands in this week's Torah portion. If you come across a nest and there's a mother bird and baby birds or eggs, do not take them together. They will, in the end, be privileged to build a new house and to fulfill the command of making a guardrail. Another command that comes after, birds straight to putting a parapet, a guardrail, on the roof of your house. Seemingly no connection. And so that's why Rashi continues, for one good deed brings another good deed in its train, and you will attain to a vineyard, one of the other commandments this week, fields, and one of the commandments this week talks about not mixing wool and linen, and you will get fine garments. It is for this reason that these sections are put in juxtaposition, to remind us, mitzvah goreret mitzvah, which if you know no Hebrew, but you might have once heard a song with some woos in it, one good deed, one mitzvah, one command leads to another. So according to Rashi, it's not just a long list of commands that have nothing to do with one another, but instead, they're there to teach us that if you do one, then you're going to do another. Then you're going to do another. And then you're going to do another. And one day, you'll get to 613 seeds in the pomegranate, and hopefully you will continue to do good. So this story reminds us that we shouldn't do good in the world to get half the gold of the kingdom, but instead, like this tattered old man, when we see someone and it happens to be in our view, that no matter what, we should go and we should help them. So I'm hoping as we enter the season of the High Holy Days, as we are in the month of Elul, that we each remember to truly be a community, to look out for one another, and then hopefully if we're able to do that,
we will be able to greet our new year with joy, with hope for a better year, and for peace. Shabbat Shalom. Let us return now to our prayer book and enter our concluding prayers. Words of Aleinu can be found on page 586. Eliana, you want to help me? Page 586, and I invite you to please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kekayeh ratzot, v'lo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim V'Yosed Haaretz Umoshav Yikaro B'Shamayim Imal Ushchinatu Zo V'Gohei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatu b'torato, v'yadata hayom, v'hashibota el levavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, v'shamayim miba'al, v'al haaretz, mitachat, ein od.
We read together page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
Nemar, Behaya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad.
Close the ark. She's coming for your musical position here. We're gonna have to train her.
I love it.
You may be seated. As our prayers draw to a close, we turn our hearts to our loved ones who are no more. Tonight, we first remember those taken from us recently: Leslie Weil Marcus, Nancy Moore, George Walker, and Mark Cohen. We also think of those who died during this past year: Shirley Judge, Betty Simmons, Lee Kaplan, Joanne Bender, Leonard Nachman, Rowan Hausman, Maureen Corcoran, Lucy Silva, Larry Zachem, Richard Price Marcus, Eddie Goldman, Eleanor McKee, Faye Roos, Joseph Schieber, Elaine Kaplan, James Coker, Harry Saxey, Chuck Schwing, Carol Kane, Arlette Goldstein, Mordechai Rosenstein, Terry Stern, and Jack Kahn. We also think of those who died at this season in years past and whose family members are observing the Yortzeit anniversary of death on this Shabbat. Rose Bond, Joe Brooks, Wallace Dunham, Dena Ely, Adelaide Friedman, Lucille Henry, Murray Horowitz, Otto Levy, Bob McDonald, Sheila Parker, Lottie Singer Saltz, Abraham Lewis Schlesinger Jr., Lael Shaw, Leona Teller, Dulcie Trahan, Grace Wagner, Richard Williams, Maurice Wolfe, and Michael Yudkin. If there are others you are remembering, if you'd like to share their names aloud, I invite you to do so now. For those names that we heard aloud, those whom we hold in our hearts, and those who've lost their lives to war in Israel, we offer these prayers of Mourners Kaddish, page 598, and I invite you to rise or remain seated as is your custom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirotev yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam ulamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yahei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May all their memories be for a blessing. As together we say, you may be seated as I invite up Stephen Winkler, representing our board, to officially welcome us and share some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Been waiting for this opportunity. Do we have some music to accompany me?
Whatever you need.
I need a little something here. These notes are kind of... Anyway, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us here tonight for services. And if you have enjoyed tonight's services, come on back tomorrow morning. Torah study at 9:30, Minyan at 10, and services at 10:30. And the lights have come on, didn't they?
Is the slide behind you?
Yes. That tells me something. There's a sermon in there, Rabbi, for sure. Tomorrow night, there will be a Havdalah service on Zoom, hosted, of course, by the Saxey family at 6 p.m. We are excited to welcome back our religious school. I know they're excited to be back in Sunday school for the new school year this Sunday at 9:30. All students, parents, grands, friends are invited to join us for a short service. And then the students go off to class. The adults can join for coffee and muffins to kick off the year. For those of you who don't have any kids in Sunday school, just come for the coffee and muffins. It's all right. Sunday, 2 p.m., we're going to continue the discussions on the writings of Josephus. And at 3 p.m., join to learn Hebrew in one afternoon.
Not quite.
No?
Joel, is it that good? One afternoon and you're good?
That's what I understood.
It's
Okay.
the continuation.
As we continue the Hebrew month of Elul, our next program is to help us spiritually prepare for the high holidays. I know y'all are just waiting for this. Prepare for the holidays on Wednesday, September 18th, 6 p.m. Participate in a guided meditation reflection with the accompaniment of a sound bath.
Don't ask me. I don't know what it is either. We'll learn together.
I'm just wondering, do we bring a bathing suit or earplugs?
Do not bring a bathing suit, but I don't think you bring earplugs either. But we've hired a woman who does this for her living to lead us in a sound bath.
A woman who does, okay. Should be interesting. You should just come to see what this is all about, right? What a tease. The waves of sound will wash over us as we collectively take a moment to pause and consider our relationship with ourselves, others, and the greater world. For more details about these events and more, please go to our website or refer to the weekly announcements. Do y'all have any questions? Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi, it's back to you.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming. And a big thank you to Michael for bringing such beautiful music and added uplifting spirit on this Shabbat during the month of Elul. It's always a joy and a pleasure to share the Bima with you, and so I'm always excited to have you with us. Let us offer more prayers of peace, which we know members of our community, members of communities near us that might have been hit a little harder from Francine, members of people all over the world, and especially in Israel. As we think about what brings us hope, let us offer these prayers of peace as we sing Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Let us sanctify this moment of Shabbat with Kiddush and Motzi. It is my honor to invite Mark Samuels to lead us. We are on page 123, and I invite you to please rise. It's right here too, sir. Can I give you a whole bunch of stuff to hold? Here is a cup. I will hold my cup for you.
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotov, v'tzivatanu shabbat kodesh. Atah uvat yishimanu.
L'chaim. Was it the good stuff?
Very good.
And let us join together. What's on the next page? I will help you with that. Thank you, Mark.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha'osi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom. Please come enjoy some challah and enjoy each other's company. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, thank you.